welcome to Cinema Wellman. I'm your host, David, and it's once again time to play Which Was Worse. It's our 6th Which Was Worse episode. And since it's December, we're going to unwrap 3 really bad Christmas-themed horror movies to decide which was worse. It's the holiday edition, the worst of the Magi. How bad are today's holiday treats? Well, their combined score on IMDb, all 3 of them, is 11.5. That's an average of 3.8 per movie, so we knew what to expect when we opened these packages. We would have been better off with Cole. As has become the procedure for our Which Was Worse episodes, I will rely on my live notes I took as I watched each film. They were all watched consecutively on the same day, which made for quite a mess here at Cinema Wellman. We will also once again use our official Cinema Wellman Which Was Worse rubric to help us keep track of the ineptitude. To remind you, here are the categories, and you can get anything from a +1 to a -3. Story, plotline, script, that's one category. Acting, then we have special effects. Self-awareness, do they know what they're doing? And effort, did they try? Each indiscretion listed below will result in a -1 unless otherwise noted. We will be tallying up the scores, and as always, please, no wagering. We will begin today with a film that somehow escaped being sued by everyone who ever loved Dr. Seuss. It's from 2022, and it's called The Mean One. The tagline is slashing through the snow. The rubric results: story, -1, acting, -2, effects, 1, self-awareness, 1, effort, 1. A surprising total of 0 going into the lightning round, which was, that's unprecedented. All right, here we go. There are all sorts of Dr. Seuss things going on here, including the rhyme scheme. How on earth did they not get sued? He looks exactly like the Grinch. The Mean One, he's never referred to as the Grinch, savagely murders a ton of people in a diner. He puts a woman in a meat grinder, and she fits in it. What kind of diner meat grinder has an opening big enough to fit a human? -2. In a bar, a patron says, "He's a mean one, that mister," and then the bartender interrupts by yelling, "Finch, call for Mike Finch." That's a +1. It's not Whoville, it's Newville. I still say it should have been Sueville. The montage of Cindy Lou training to be a Grinch-killing assassin almost worked, +1. So this story must exist in a universe where the story How the Grinch Stole Christmas does not exist. If that's not the case, then everyone would be telling the authorities. You ever read that story? Or you see that Grinch cartoon? That's what he looks like. He looks exactly like that guy. He's that guy. -3. The whole thing is actually pretty gruesome. -2. I guess the town fathers, according to the story, made a deal with the Mean One, and once they broke it, he started eating people? Cindy Lou's about to kill him, but she shows him compassion, causing his heart to grow 3 sizes that day. Unfortunately, it also causes his heart to explode. I don't make this stuff up. I just watch it and tell you about it. So The Mean One finishes with a total of -9, which is a bit of a surprise. That's not bad at all. Let's see how a movie about a killer snowman does in comparison. And I know it's pronounced snowman, but I grew up watching the Carvel commercials because I grew up in New York, and the guy that did, it was Carvel. It was Frank, I think it was Frank Carvel. Snowman. He always said snowman, so sorry. That's where you're going to get. Here we go. It's Jack Frost from 1997. Tagline, he's chillin' and killin'. Rubric results, story, -3, acting, -2, effects, -2, self-awareness, -1, effort, 0. A total of -8 going into the lightning round, and that is more like it. Here we go from IMDb. Serial killer, see if you can follow this one. Serial killer is genetically mutated in a car wreck on the way to his execution, after which he becomes a murdering snowman, hell-bent on revenge for the sheriff who caught him. Oh. Shannon Elizabeth. Poor Shannon Elizabeth. -2. The cast and crew names appear on ornaments on a Christmas tree in the open. Well done, but I'm sure they stole that bit. The story being told over the opening credits is better than anything resembling a story in this movie. They're transferring a convicted killer to his execution at night through a raging blizzard? -2. On that same road, of course, is a van filled with some kind of genetic toxin. Fill in the blanks and you've written this screenplay. -3. The van is actually labeled State Execution Transfer Van. -4. They're having a snowman building festival and there is 0 snow. This is obviously filmed somewhere in Southern California. It appears to be 85 and sunny during this snowman building festival. Guy makes a snow babe complete with large snow breasts. That's pretty much what we're dealing with here. -2. Who makes a snowman with human arms? Aren't they always sticks? Like branches? Stick branches? That's how you make a snowman, right? The snowman here is made with human arms, and then the human arms, when he animates himself, he murders people with the human arms. Don't make him with the human arms then. Jack kills a guy by shoving an axe handle down the guy's throat. Snowman is able to melt and then refreeze himself anywhere, anytime he wants, including a nasty sequence in Shannon Elizabeth's bathtub. -2. Jack strangles a woman with a string of Christmas lights, shoves an ornament in her mouth, and then smashes her face first into a box of ornaments before placing her on the tree. As far as Christmas horror films go, that's not bad. +2. The snowman's supposedly funny remarks, especially after a kill, are easily the worst. Well, maybe not easily, but they're the worst part of this terrible mess. -3. The other movies may have been worse, but this is easily the dumbest. The snowman drives a car, for Pete's sake. -2. Because you gave him human arms. A map is shown on screen several times that misspells the word cemetery. -5. It's the 3 little E sisters are going to see their grandmother at the cemetery. They're all E's, people. There are no A's. Someone tries to kill the snowman with an ice pick. Who are you? The world's most pissed off snow cone. Oh, come on. Shannon Elizabeth's character dries her hair with a blow dryer and then gets directly into the bathtub and submerges herself in the tub, which is filled with the snowman water. And the carrot is in between your legs. -3. There's what seems to be a snowman rape scene in this, and I really wasn't sure what I was looking at. I looked it up on the internet. People agree with me, and whatever it was quite distressing. -10. The snowman can be stopped with heat. A blow dryer melts the snow. I did not see that coming. The snowman kills an awful lot of people in this film before someone thinks of this heat angle to melt snow. Jack Frost gets inside a guy who then wanders onto the street and vomits the snowman out onto the sidewalk. -3. They keep changing what affects the snowman and what doesn't. It's stunning. Did anyone read the screenplay? Jack Frost has easily outworst, if that's a word, the mean one, with a final score of -60, and all were deserved there, Frosty boy. Okay, one more holiday horror film to go before we would determine which was worse. It's from 1996, and it's titled Santa Claus, and it's spelled Claws. Tagline, his sleigh, Slay, bells are ringing, hearty, har, har. Rubric results, story, -2, acting, -3, effects, -3, self-awareness, 0, effort, -1, a total of -9, which is the top score so far going into the lightning round. This movie begins with a scene in which a creepy guy doses a kid's hot cocoa so he can sleep with the kid's mom. And creepy guy says to mom, I bet you never made it with Santa. Ho, ho, gross. -2. IMDb tries with a B horror movie actress is stalked by a deranged fan bent on claiming her for himself. IMDb's trivia for this film includes the following. The character Raven Quinn is loosely based on actress Brink Stevens. I'm sorry, who? At one point, Raven knocks out the killer with a cardboard box labeled fragile. She then kills him instantly with his own garden tool. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I just spoil the ending? You're welcome. -2. There's a movie within a movie, and it's titled Scream Queen Christmas. The camera is your lover, baby. Was Harvey Weinstein involved in this? -3. There are a lot of nude dancing women in this. And I shit you not, one of them is a worse dancer than I am. Nude, clothed, or semi-dressed, that you should never see. I am a better dancer than one of these nude young women. Negative, should be infinity, -2. The sex scenes are so sterile, and to make it worse, there's not a natural breast to be seen in this movie. Cinema Wellman does not abide by remakes of any kind. Originals win out every time. -2. Do you ever think you'll go back to zoology? That line was delivered with a straight face in this film. Applause. The acting is positively atrocious. The best performance, hands down, is delivered by an 11-year-old girl. Speaking of which, there are two girls. One's 11, one's like 8 or 9. How are they allowed to be in this? Now, they're never in the same scenes, obviously, with the scantily clad / nude dancers, women. But where are their parents? I don't know. I wonder about those things. You know those little 3-pronged garden tools? That's the claw in Santa Claus. I think it would be pretty difficult to kill someone with one of those. It's certainly not instantaneous as it is in this movie. -2. The music must have been written and recorded by a friend of someone on the crew. Yeah, my buddy's in a band. He can record the music for us. Don't worry about it. It's so bad. It's so misplaced. The music didn't even match the genre at all. -2. The killer digs a grave for 2 people in the middle of the winter in the snow. Ever try to dig a hole in the winter? -2. More kids get dosed with hot cocoa. I think this will make you sleep like a log, says creepy babysitter slash killer slash neighbor who's whatever. Later on, the kids can't be revived, and yet nobody calls for help. Nobody. -5. I guess they'll be fine. I actually said this aloud while watching. Is this a rehearsal? I also said, oh shit, is this Pittsburgh? I like Pittsburgh. There is full frontal nudity for no reason at all. A young woman is shown changing her clothes. She then takes a shower, and then she takes a bath. That didn't really happen, did it? I think it did. -4. Mistletoe G-strings. +2. I mean -2, of course. Tasteless. 83-minute runtime, 48 minutes of which were young girls removing Santa / elf / holiday outfits. -3. A total of -45, which is shocking to me. I absolutely thought that Santa Claus was the worst of this holiday trio, but the rubric does not lie. Jack Frost is officially the worst of this smelly stocking. But you really can't go right with any of them. All gross, all offensive. None of them are worth your time. Well, we hope you enjoy these Which Was Worse episodes because we love them. And we're going to do more of them next season. First up will be Slaughterhouse versus Llamageddon. I cannot wait for that. Well, that's a wrap here at Cinema Wellman for Which Was Worse 6. We hope to see you right back here next week as we take a look at the Cinema Wellman holiday wish list. If you have anything you wish movies would either start or stop doing, please let us know. Send us an email at cinemawellman@gmail.com or just text me since most of you have me in your contacts. Thank you for those of you who've already mailed in your letters to Santa Wellman. Good luck with the rest of your holiday shopping, and we hope to see you right here next week. Until then, take care.